Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Video Guys Live. It is Tuesday. It is about 3 o'clock Eastern, which means we're going to spend about 10-15 minutes or so talking about uh, live streaming equipment and things of that nature. And today we are going to be talking about the TriCaster Mini X. We have been doing a lot of shows on the TriCaster Vision and the TriCaster Flex bundles. But we wanted to take a step back and really focus on the TriCaster Mini X, which is a perfect solution for those smaller to medium size productions that you may be doing in either houses of worship, education, corporate events, smaller venues, things like that. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about the TriCaster Mini X. If you do not know what a TriCaster is what's called a turnkey production system. Basically, you plug it in, you turn it on, and it has everything that you need in order to start live streaming, whether that is for switching, recording, streaming, encoding, controlling your PTZ cameras if you're going down a PTZ route, bringing in graphics, all of that stuff can be done from a TriCaster. And in this case, we're talking about the TriCaster Mini X, which is $8,000. And it gives you everything that you need in order to do what's called a hybrid workflow, where you can have baseband and IP video inputs. So again, where does the TriCaster Mini X fit in? And again, this works in a lot of smaller to medium-sized productions, as the TriCaster Mini X can have a total of 8 video inputs, and it can stream and record up to 4K 30p. So this is great for school buildings, whether you are, doing your sports production, or you're doing theatrical plays, or you're doing morning announcements. If you're doing board meetings, all of that stuff can be handled from your TriCaster. You can bring in your IP video sources, or again, you can use that HDMI, one of the 4 HDMI inputs on the back of the unit. It's great for those medium-sized houses of worship, where if you want to have more than your traditional 3 cameras, and you want to have maybe 4, 5, or 6 cameras in your house of worship, this is a great solution to be able to do that. Taking your corporate event streams and really stepping them up a level to be able to have remote guests and things like that being brought into your streams. TriCaster handles all of that, and we'll get into some of those features as well. And then, of course, again, if you're doing live venue events, whether it's outdoor sporting events or music, bands, things like that, this is a great solution to have in those venues as well. Again, like I said, the TriCaster Mini X specifically, and a lot of turnkey production systems, but specifically the TriCaster Mini X is built for speed. It is, again, a turnkey production system. You plug it in, you turn it on, you plug your cameras into it, and you can be, well, you also have to connect it to the internet, and you can be streaming and recording in literally less than 5 minutes. On Vizrt's YouTube channel, they have a demo video where they are using, setting up a TriCaster Mini with a couple cameras, a green screen, and a couple lights, and they literally go from these being in their fly packs and all of it up and running with their 2 inputs brought into their TriCaster, and they're recording a session and with a clock on the wall, and it is literally done in like 5 minutes and 4 seconds. So these really are built for being easy to set up and easy to use, so you can start producing your content right away. Like I said, the TriCaster is also built with the connections of a hybrid workflow. Hybrid in the terms of it has baseband inputs, which would be your 4 HDMI inputs, but it also has the ability to connect IP units such as NDI, and we'll get into that in a second as well. So there's 2 NIC ports on the back of the TriCaster Mini X. One of them is going to be typically for your internet, and then the other one would be for your network switch, something like a Netgear M4250 switch. You would connect all of your NDI devices to that Netgear switch and then connect it to one of the NIC ports on the back of your TriCaster. And that way you can keep your NDI devices separate from the rest of the devices. And this is especially important if you are going to be in something like an educational workspace or a corporate environment. You don't want your students to be able to log into your NDI devices. So being able to keep them on a completely isolated network and still being able to bring them into your TriCaster is huge. The TriCaster Mini X also has 4 mini DisplayPort outs. It comes with adapters to be able to convert those to full-size HDMI as well. So you can plug these into monitors, whether they are monitors by your production system or something like a confidence monitor as well. So again, this is really a turnkey production system that you can set up in just a few minutes and be either using HDMI inputs, IP inputs, or a mix and match of both. Now, I brought up being able to use NDI and IP inputs. You can use SRT inputs with the TriCaster as well, but the main IP input is going to be NDI. There are a ton of different things that you can do with NDI with something like a TriCaster. Of course, you can bring in your cameras via NDI, again, if you're using a network switch as kind of like a hub for your NDI devices to all be able to communicate with each other. You can bring in computers and graphics as well. Some ways that you can do that is with a computer, being able to bring in exactly how we are bringing in our PowerPoint right now. You can use NDI Tools, which is a free software that you can download onto Windows or Mac. And that allows you to do a bunch of different things, one of them being using NDI screen capture. That is how we are getting the PowerPoint from this screen to be able to show up as a source and our TriCaster and show up here. You can also do things like graphics over the network that can be either NDI or like an HTML5. And we'll talk about that as well when we start talking about Flowix. Another cool thing is you can actually get the NDI app on both Android and Apple. I think it's like $2.99 to get that app. But basically, you can connect your phone to the network. It will then convert the video signal from one of your cameras on your phone and send that as a source on your network, which you can input into your TriCaster. Again, if you're in a house of worship or an educational place, being able to easily get another camera that is floating around into your production system is crucial. Another thing that you can do with NDI is you can actually bring in remote guests via either Zoom or Teams. Perfect example of that, and we do this on a almost weekly basis. We had John Restivos join us a couple weeks ago for talking about the new Atomos products and what they're going to be doing at NAB, and we had him join a Zoom call. I had the Zoom call open on this computer here. I'm able to communicate and see him and hear him via the Zoom call. But then we were able to extract that his video feed, put it onto our NDI network, and bring it into our TriCaster so he could show up. And you can do this with a lot of corporate events as well. So if you have a guest that you want to be talking during your Zoom call, you can easily bring them into your production system and then use NDI webcam to bring them back into that web call. It's really cool stuff that you can do with NDI, and all of this is compatible with the TriCaster Mini X. Again, you can do all of this in the TriCaster Mini X. You can switch between your cameras, you can add graphics and titles. The TriCaster Mini X does have the ability to do some simple graphics right from the TriCaster. You can also use HTML5 graphics like VizFlowix. I'm going to put Adam on the spot here, ask him to pull up a lower third. This is a lower third that you can easily get with VizFlowix and be able to use on your TriCaster just like we are right now. You have the ability to also import photos and videos if you need to have commercial breaks for sponsors, or you want to bring in logos for your school team or whatever it may be. you have the ability to upload those via a USB drive and then be able to incorporate them into your production. You can also, of course, stream and record your production. TriCasters have the ability to stream up to 3 different destinations simultaneously, so definitely take advantage of that. You can have a multi-channel encoder that is built right into your TriCaster. You don't have to use something like Restream if you're using a TriCaster. There are a bunch of different ways that you can control your TriCaster. Of course, the simplest way to do it is you can use a mouse and keyboard. And one of the cool things with the TriCaster is you can set up macros in the TriCaster, so you can hit a button and it will do a predetermined amount of things. That can be as simple as just switching what's in your program. You can control P to Z presets with those macros. You can control your MEs and the comps that are in those MEs. So you can do a lot of different things, and you can bind those 2 keys on a standard keyboard. Of course, you have the ability to use a control surface. There are a bunch of different control surfaces that Vizrt makes that are compatible with the TriCaster Mini X. And of course, there are also the Elgato Stream Decks, or seen here, the Stream Deck Studio. A lot of those devices can also be used to control things on the TriCaster. The Elgato Stream Decks with the marketplace, they have plugins that you can get right from the marketplace that are for the TriCasters to be able to, again, control a lot of those same things that you can control with the macros or with the control surface. So if you're familiar with the Elgato Stream Deck and you're already in that ecosystem, you can expand the capabilities of your Stream Deck into the TriCaster even further. Now, of course, we're talking about different ways that you can control the TriCaster Mini X, and there is a bundle available where you can get the TriCaster Mini X plus the mini control surface from Vizrt and a Pelican carrying case, nice padded Pelican carrying case, and you get $500 off of the control surface. And so this would be everything that you need in order to get your TriCaster Mini X up and running. Again, really plug and play. The controller and the TriCaster Mini X will fit in that carrying case, and you can take that anywhere. It's basically a built-in fly pack. Vizrt also has a ton of different resources that you should absolutely take advantage of. Some of them do cost money, some of them are free. We'll start with one of the free ones. Vizrt, of course, has their YouTube channel, and they have a show that they call Tuesday Tutorials, very similar to what we do, where they just talk about different things that you can do with the TriCaster. Setting up a macro, setting up a comp, setting up your DSKs, whatever it may be. They have these 2 to 10 minute long tutorial videos that they upload to their YouTube channel every week. One of the cool things about TriCasters in general is that they all actually share the same exact interface. So even if they're doing a demo talking about the macro capabilities and they're using a TC1 Pro or a Vision, those same interfaces will be the same on your TriCaster Mini X or whatever TriCaster you're using. The main differences between these TriCasters are going to be the number of MEs, the number of layers, the number of inputs and outputs that the TriCaster has, the frame rate and resolution. But at the end of the day, for the most part, that interface is going to look exactly the same. If you want to get some more in-depth training, I highly recommend that you check out Vizrt University. This is basically a class. It's an online class that you can take, and they have different levels that you can take. We here at Videoguys are both certified via Vizrt University. You can take those classes, you can take the exams, and then you can be certified as a TriCaster operator as well. The way that works is those do cost money depending on which class you're looking to take. if you are in the educational market, definitely reach out to Vizrt. I believe they still offer educational discounts for those training programs. And then last but not least, they also offer something called ProTech. ProTech is their advanced support and hardware replacement program. For the TriCaster Mini X, it's $1,000 per year, and you get access to 5 days a week, 24-hour support via chat and email. And you also get advanced hardware replacement and the ability for Vizrt to remotely log into your TriCaster to be able to do some troubleshooting with you before having to do that advanced replacement. So there are a ton of different resources that you can take advantage of with Vizrt to get the most out of something like a TriCaster Mini X. And of course, we here at Videoguys are certified as well. So if you have any questions for basic setup, we can absolutely walk you through some of that stuff over the phone as well. So today we talked about the different reasons that you may want to look into purchasing a TriCaster Mini X. It's an all-in-one turnkey production system. It is built for being fast and flexible. Again, turnkey production system, plug and play essentially. And you get professional results without having to, overcomplicate things. I would almost say, even especially if you're using NDI, you are simplifying your workflow rather than making it more complicated. If you have any questions about the TriCaster Mini X, or maybe you want to look at a TC1 or TC1 Pro, and you want to talk about the differences between all of the TriCasters that are currently available, absolutely feel free to reach out to us. You can comment down below on Facebook or YouTube. You can give us an email at sales@videoguys.com, or you can give us a call at 800-323-2325. My name is James. I really appreciate you guys joining us today, and we will see you next Tuesday at about 3 o'clock Eastern. Thanks for joining us.
Videoguys is available Monday through Friday. Give us a call at 1-800-323-2325. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram to stay connected with all of our updates. And you can like us on Facebook. Keep an eye out for our live videos, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.